Let's take a look at some of the reports that you can run with our Forms Boss software. You'll see here in the top left corner of the screen there's a reports menu. If you click on that, it will bring up a list of all of the reports that you can run with the data that you have entered in our program. You can search for a report by typing characters here, or you can just scroll down through the list to pick a report that you'd like to run. Let me just give you a few samples here to look at so that you get a feel for what there is available. Let's first pull up a certificate holders report. You'll notice when you load reports that it will open up a dialog box with different options in it. In this particular report, you just have the option to run active or inactive records or both. I'm going to just leave it at the default active only and click OK. And here you'll see a list of the certificate holders with the customers attached to them and the forms attached to them listed here. So that's what your certificate holder listing, agency holders listing will look like. And I'll also mention, as I have this open, that you can actually save these reports to your computer if you want to your local hard drive. You would just click the Save a Copy button here, and you can name it something, save it somewhere on your hard drive. That would be handy if you wanted to email it to somebody or print it out later, or just have a copy for saved for this particular date. See, it has your date printed here at the top. So you can keep track of those on your own hard drive if you'd like to. Let's take a look at another report. Let's look at a company listing. So here's a list of all of the companies that I have entered in my Forms Boss program, and it just has the basic information for each company listed there. So you can have a collective list of all of your companies prepared. Let's look at another report. You can print out a customer email list. Here you've got several different report options available for the customer email list. I'm just going to click OK, leave it at all the default settings. And it just has prepared just a basic list with each customer's business name and email there for us. Here's a customer listing. Let's see what that looks like. And it's similar to your company listing. You have just the basic information about your customers. Each of your customers will be listed here. And you can set what order you want these to appear in based on those features in the dialog box that it showed earlier. But this is just a list of all of the customers that I have entered. You'll notice that there are a lot of different ways that you can list your customers. We just did the basic customer listing here, but you can list your customers by category. You can list your customers by referral. You can do a customer listing by expiration date. You can do a customer transactions report. So there just are a lot of different customer lists that you can print out there. Let me show you the drivers by customer report. You've got several different options here in this dialog box as well, where you can select specific choices if you wanted to. I'm just going to go ahead and click OK and let it prepare the list from the default settings. So here you've got your drivers by customer list, and you'll see that it has the customer's name listed here, and then the drivers that you have entered under that customer listed. All of the information that you have entered about each driver. So that's what your drivers list looks like. You can also prepare mailing labels. Let's take a look at those. It's got several different options here, as well as you can choose to skip a certain number of labels if you wanted to print kind of the bottom part of your label sheet. But let's take a look at what those look like as you prepare that report. Here they are, the mailing labels. It'll have the commercial name and the personal name of the customer, as well as their address, prepared in such a way that they'll print on standard labels for you. Let's look at this commissions report for the year so you can see what that looks like. You've got, again, a lot of different choices for how you might like to prepare this report, and you have to enter a certain date range for the report. So here's your commissions by sales rep for the year report, and it will just calculate all those totals and prepare that report for you. So that gives you an idea of what that looks like when you prepare that commissions report. You'll notice that there are a lot of different reports you can run about policies. I don't want to take the time in this video to go through every single one of these, but you've got policy cancellation report, policy claims report, policy renewal labels, policy renewal letter, policy renewal report, policy sales report, policy suspense report. So just lots of reports that you can run based on the data that you enter in your policies for your customers. Let's run a sales rep listing here so you can see what that looks like. So here's a list of all of the sales reps that I have entered, and it just has them listed in the order that you select based on the dialog box. Just has their basic information for their records there. Let's look at one more type of report here. This vehicles report. So here you'll see that it will list your vehicles by customer. It'll have the customer's name and then the vehicle that you have entered. And again, here's another customer with some vehicles entered. So that gives you an idea of what that report will look like if you prepare that one. So you have just a lot of options available in this reports menu. I demonstrated some of these other reports in other videos. Some of the invoicing reports were in the invoice video. But this is a really handy list of how to organize the information that you have entered in FormsBoss through the various reports.